what's up, what's happening? Is Kwasimodo. What's happening, my Quasites? We're here to talk about Sinners and shit. Now, if you haven't seen Sinners at this point, I'm sorry. And we're going to talk about it. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of an abridged. I don't want to ruin everything for you. But basically, what happens is we follow Michael B. Jordan playing two twins, Smoke and Stack. I believe one is called, I think Elias is Smoke and Elijah is Stack. Let me remember. Let me get it right. No, Elijah is Smoke and Elias is Stack. Okay. Sorry about that. So basically, he plays those twins. They mostly go by Smoke and Stack. You could tell by the color palette. Smoke is always wearing the blue. He's a little bit more calm-headed, a little more business-minded, a little bit more calm, thinks things out. While Stack is wearing the red. He's a little bit friendly, smile, smooth talker, but a little bit more quick-tempered, more of a hothead. You know what I'm saying? He quick to it, if you will. So basically, we follow them coming back from, I guess, the war and being in Chicago. We learned that there was like working for or working with Al Capone and maybe playing Al Capone and the Italians and the Irish mob against each other because they got a lot of Italian wine and Irish beer. So they came back with some money and they got the wine and the beer and they want to buy a juke spot to, you know what I'm saying, do their thing. They came back home to try to be honest businessmen and do their thing. So they go to the clan member, buy a spot, which was like an old sawmill, which would, I believe they would like torture black people or whatever have you. Again, a lot of metaphors in this movie. So, they bought a death spot. But anyways, try to turn it into like a business. A place where you could come by, relax, and enjoy your time. So, they go talk to their cousin Sammy, who is an aspiring musician. His father ain't really into the music stuff. But anyways, go talk to him. So, they get him. We meet Mary, which is Haley Steinfeld's character. And we see that she has a little relationship with Stack. And basically, they're like ex-lovers or whatever have you. And they recruit other people. Delta Slim, Delroy Linder's character. We go see Smoke's relationship with Annie. They lost a child or whatever have you, and he's still not over it. Basically, with Annie's character, she really likes like roots and hoodoo and not voodoo, hoodoo, like which is more the roots and like stuff like that and ancestors and all this other shit. And even though Smoke doesn't believe in it and he kind of questions her and like, okay, if all that mumbo jumbo is facts, like why is our child not here or whatever have you, and then like all this other stuff, like he was perplexed by it, as well as she gave him like a little protection charm and he starts taking it off. So as much as he doesn't like rock with it, he does love his wife. So he kind of abides by certain things. Again, we see that dynamic going on. And I just got to give Michael B. Jordan a round of applause to play both twins how he did. And just, again, now if you're just looking at them, of course, like, yeah, they look the fucking same. But like, because it's the same motherfucker. But even with that being said, like, just the slight differences. Like, there's a scene where you just see one of them, right? And then like, when it zooms out, you see the other one, like they kind of like the same, but it's just the color palettes and stuff like that. Or the other scene that is of importance later on when they was like watching the sunset or whatever the fuck they was doing, like it was just very good, very good. So anyways, with that being said, they get the people they need to get. They go get Grace and Bo. You know what I'm saying? I can't make the fool for us. They go get Delta Slim, which was a name, to come play with Sammy or whatever. Sammy has a little love interest with this singer who has a husband, but they like each other. You know, they call Sammy Preacher Boy because his daddy is the pastor or whatever have you. So then we get Remick. You know what I'm saying? We see him later. They get Cornbread, who was like working at the plantation or whatever have you, and they wanted him to be the bouncer. By the way, one thing I learned from this movie I didn't know. So basically, when you worked on the plantation, they gave you some money. It could have, and some of that money, it could be only used on the plantation. Like you couldn't really go to town. So there are certain spots where that plantation money would be accepted. And I'm like, bro, they didn't want motherfuckers to have any money in their pocket. Like that is, bro. But anyways, with that being said, we get to the point where they start the juke spot. Everything going well. People's having a good time. Sammy's performing. And by the way, that performance was great. Like, when Sammy was performing, and I really got to talk about this. Again, I'm not trying to make a long-ass review about it. I'm pretty sure other people have. But, hey, if this does well, maybe I might do a long-ass review and just spoil the whole thing. But anyways, basically just his music and his doing his thing again, being a very talented musician. It just broke the ether and the atmosphere, and it connected like the ancestors. So you seen that, you seen like an African dancer in the garb doing the dance and all this other stuff, and how music can connect people and stuff like that. Hey, shit, low key, we seen it with Elvis. You can say what you want about Elvis. A lot of people say Elvis was a culture vulture. He went over there. He looked at what some of the black artists were doing, like this. I fought with this. He did it, and then he blew up. Now, again, you could make it a race thing, but even still, some motherfuckers culture vultures. Anyways, we're gonna get to one of the primary culture vultures in a second. But just how it was breaking the reality, and it was meshing with some older music, with the Delta blues, even with hip hop today. You heard the turntables and shit like that, and like the different dancers and all that stuff. And I'm clearly forgetting something, like it broke the universe to the point Ramek was over there with his people. Was like, oh shit, who is that? I like that. So if you don't know, Ramek basically, and I loved the fact they chose vampires and to use them as this trope. Like, again, like I said, there's like 3 acts of this movie. First is kind of like a period piece, if you will. Second is kind of like the thriller, horror part of it, and the second part of it is just like a history drama or ancestor like black movie. Anyways, besides that, it is a black movie, because I ain't gonna lie, like my peoples, my black folks, like, hey, listen, this one of them ones now. We gotta go watch that shit. We gotta go sit down. So I'm like, all right, calm, cool. So what was I doing? Sorry, where was I? So Ramek comes, and this is the one thing. So when Ramek gets introduced, of course he's burning or whatever. So of course when he's burning the sun, I'm like, okay, vampire. Like we figured that out, right? So we got there. So boom, he runs in. He asks the people to let him in. He needs help. The Chota, which was the indigenous, native, First Nation, Aboriginal people, they were chasing him or whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So he asking the clans people to let him in or whatever have you. They eventually let him in when he shows them some money, which is like an Irish doubloon or whatever the fuck it was. Anyway, they let him in. So then, the Chotai, my nigga was swaggy with it too. His fit? Oh, swag. Anyways, knocked on the door like, hey, baby girl. Hey, you seen the burning man. Hey, he wasn't looking too straight. Hey, where he at? You know where he at? We looking for him. He's a dangerous man. And shorty, like, she posted up like, hey, Anna. I don't know him. You know, she hit the little country accent, like, she called her husband like, Bill, there's some people at the door now. Like, she was doing all that little shit. So then, Brody, like, he seen the fucking vultures on top of the house, like, oh, he's probably in here. Death around the corner. Death is here. So she's like, hey, baby girl, please don't tell me you let him in. If you let him in, hey, listen, it ain't good for your health. I'm just trying to help you, baby girl. So they was on some time with him. He like, you know what? It getting a little dark. The vultures is here. Hey, baby girl, suit yourself. I'm going back to my compound with the guys. We straight. We straight over there. So we good or whatever. So they go back. Now, one of my critiques about the movie is I wish we got to see more of the indigenous people and like kind of how they were like vampire hunters and all this other shit. I do wish we got to see a little more of that. Again, like I said, I hope there's a prequel. I'm going to get to my theories at the end. That's probably what's going to make this video a little bit long. Anyways, we get to the party, everything going on or whatever. Everybody shucking and jiving. We got Mary and Stack. You know, they're rekindling their little relationship or whatever. Everything's smooth. You know, or I was at the party. I went to Ramek. Anyways, Ramek and them heard the music. They like, oh shit. Ramek come up like, oh, I'm trying to come in. We trying to do our little thing. Smoking stand like, oh, big dog, nah, this party ain't for you. Peace. You know what I'm saying? So they go wherever they go. So it turns out that Stack's like, hey, we ain't doing that good monetarily wise. Because there's a scene where dude try to pay with some shit. I guess it was like plantation money or whatever the fuck it was. And Stack was like, oh, hell no, but Smoke like, chill out, bro. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But anyways. So Mary over there like, hey, listen, they'll listen to me. I look like them, you know what I'm saying? They'll come rock out with me. So I'm going to go talk to them so they can spend some money so it's great. So she go over there, try to talk to them or whatever have you. I did not mention, I hope I mentioned it, like, again, her mother passed. She took in Stack and Smoke. They left. They didn't come back. She kind of waited for them. So there's some shit there. You know what I'm saying? There's some shit there with her and Stack. That's why they little, what's it called? Rapport. It's like, yes, love. There's some feelings there and shit like that. Even though he's trying to protect her and he's trying to push her away to protect her, but he really do care for her. Anyways, besides that, she go over there try to talk to them people. She realize, oh, this motherfucker trying to like humanize her and get into her mind. Then she like, bow. She like one of the first people that is bitten. So then we see all this slew of things. She basically is let back in because of course, like she was there, so niggas ain't really gonna be like, oh, she on time. She let back in. She over there with Stack. Whew. Now, the thing about Ramek is, and this is why I call him a culture vulture, basically once he bites you, he knows everything. He knows your stories and shit like that. So basically, he could use that against you. Anyway, she goes in, bites Stack. Stack turns into one of them as well. So this leads to multiple people in the fucking main cast, supporting cast, whatever, getting bitten and becoming vampires. So basically, Ramek pull up at some point, trying to talk to the boys. Like, yo, let us in here what it is, bro. Hey, listen. Them claims people that sold you this shit, bro, they on some bullshit. They gonna come back later on and try to like take y'all out. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna be on. So hey, listen. You come ride with me. We're gonna go over there. We're gonna deal with them peoples. Come ride with me. Listen. Kind of like the lesser of two evils type of aspect. Like, come rock out with me, bro. I'm one of your only chances. So he on that type of time to the point, like, when he's spitting this, he's like, okay, this ain't really getting nowhere. He's like, all right, y'all, listen. Give me Sammy, give me the kid. His music brought me here. It was very great. Give me him. We straight. Like, we straight. I'll leave y'all alone. Give me him. We good. We Gucci. I ain't got no issue. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of time he was on. So boom. He doing all that. He trying to conversate with them. They ain't having it. They trying to protect themselves, you know. All this fighting bullshit be happening. So it gets to the point they try to prepare themselves. Good old Grace, because at this point her husband is turned into one of them. Grace over there, she like, hey, come on in. This fighting start happening. Motherfuckers start getting turned. All this other bullshit happening. Smoke and Stack having a fighting sequence. You know what I'm saying? They doing all this and that. Rather like, Ramek just really wants Sammy. And it just takes heat. Because we see a lot of this culture vulture shit. Especially, again, y'all know, the first channel is basically where I talk about the music shit. So, like, these record labels and all that, they be on the type of time Ramek be on. He literally said to Sammy at one point, like, hey, listen, I want your music. I want your stories. He on some culture vulture type of activity. It's not authentic. And this just proves everybody can't come to the cookout. And as much as I like Haley Steinfeld and her character, like, I get it, 1/8 black, kind of hard to define yourself and all this other bullshit. Like, I get it. At the same time, I'm looking at Shorty like, hey, I ain't gonna depending, cause yeah, you was kind of on some bullshit. You was trying to help Stack, real activity, but hey, you know, hey, you know, you can't let everybody into the cookout now. Some motherfuckers on some bullshit. Anyways, with that being said, basically, the fights happening. They're trying to defend themselves. Whatever happened, you know, Delta Slim sacrifices himself so some of the characters could get away. Sammy, Smoke, and I think Annie get caught up. The single lady that had a relationship with Sammy, she get caught. Niggas getting caught up. I think Grace goes out within the first scene, like she just attacked the motherfucker with the fire, with the Molotov. She was gone. But anyways, with that being said, so we over there. It gets to the point, like I said, Smoke and Stack fighting. Smoke gets the upper hand. We thinking it's over for Stack. Anyways, with that being happening, Remy over there talking to him like, I want your music, you know. I want your stories, you know what I'm saying? Live on through us or whatever happened. And it just brings more credence into Sammy's playing. Because, like, to cross the ancestral plane and just to mix and mold with all this to the point, like, the ancestors, like, it's kind of talking to you or playing with you, if you will. You know, it's a little bit different, but it's still a little bit the same. Especially with Annie talking about the hoodoo stuff and about the ancestors and all this other shit. Like, it was just, like, very good. So anyway, he's doing all that to the point like Sammy's scared. He starts praying. He say Our Father or whatever. To the point Brody dunking him in there like he giving him a baptism and repeating it back to him like, hey, some of this shit is bullshit, whatever have you. Anyways, Smoke comes in to save the day. Stabs him. We thinking everything good copacetic. You know, stabs him. All the rest of them die. Now, at this point in my mind watching the movie, I'm like, well, we ain't seen what happened to Stack. Now, remind you, Stack is Michael B. Jordan. If they're going to take him out, we're going to see a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? If they take out Stack. So I'm confused. I'm like, where the fuck is Haley Steinfeld's character? Anyways. So that's the thing. Now, me, I'm just thinking niggas died. But I'm like, we didn't see it and we should see it because it's Michael B. Jordan. But I'm like, maybe it was hard to do it. Maybe. Anyways. So we see that he like, hey, everyone is pretty much dead at this point. At least the people that came to the party. Now, the other people that didn't come to the party, they over there, they chilling. I hope. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways. By the way, sorry for the background noise. Anyways, and anywho's. So then, Smoke like, hey, Sammy, go back home. So we see, and it's crazy how the movie started with Sammy and it kind of ends with Sammy. Sammy walks into the church. And his father like, yo, it's okay, it's okay. You seeing this, okay. Hey, put down the guitar. If you didn't know, like, it wasn't just white supremacists, it was also the churches back then. They didn't rock with the Delta blues. They thought it was kind of devil music and all that other stuff. So it was kind of like, okay, whatever have you. So cool. So rather Smoke there, I don't know if he was like smoking ashes of people that died or whatever he was on. Or like nigga took out the protection and he gave him. He was on some shit and he smoked up, got the guns. I guess he really took heed of the words what Ramek said when he's like, oh, the clan boys is gonna come and do y'all. So he waited for the clan boys to pull up. He can basically took out all of them, and I know it's a movie because there's no way like one dude could just take out all them boys and also only get shot once in a vital part. Anyways, he got here one time, he took out everybody. And it kind of like he accepted it because if I'm looking at Smokes and my wife Annie gone, my kid passed away, my brother gone, what else? A lot of my partners is gone, what else? You know what I'm saying? Especially like the theme of it. There's one theme I didn't mention. So earlier on, it was always told that Smoke and Stack's father was a bad man. And one of the things that led them to go live with Mary's peoples was apparently, I don't know if it was Smoke or Stack, but he basically beat up Stack real bad. So they fled and they went over there. Oh, they, like I was saying, they always used to say like their father was a bad man. So, you know, and that bad stuff that their father did was passed down to them. That's what they always used to say. So if you don't get it, basically the guitar Sammy was playing, he think he just got it from somewhere. I don't know if it was Stack or Smoke. I think it was Stack. Stack told him like, hey, listen, that's our father's guitar. So then this got me thinking about the father. And I'm going to get to that at the end when we finish the end credits. But basically, it's our father's guitar. He used to play blah, 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 blah. So Sammy got a talent from it. So that means that Sammy, because they're cousins. So Sammy's father and their father was brothers. So we're going to get to that. Now, it got to a point where Stack, even doing this like a juke spot or whatever the fuck it was called, basically was like, hey, I want Sammy to play, do his thing. Like, he talented, let him do his thing. You know, he a talented dude or whatever have you, right? But Smoke was always like, hey, stay in Mississippi, do your thing, be with your family. Like, don't be on no type of time. Like, trust me, I'm on some shit. And the order reference, hey, their father was a bad man, da 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 da. So they're playing up their father as a very important person. Like, we not seeing him. Very important. So that was also something as well. And the guitar being Stack and Smoke's father. So boom. We get to the point at the end. Apparently, I'm guessing at this point, Sammy goes by. I think Smoke came around in the end. I think he did, but regardless. You know, because if it was kind of like Smoke had to do some things he probably didn't want to do. So if Sammy did it the right way and kind of like lived it out, maybe Smoke would have been like jealous and be like, well, it'll be. But sometimes, hey, listen, you might go through some mistakes for the other generation for them to really make that shit shake. Anyways, with that being said, Sammy somehow gets out of that jam and he leaves Mississippi and he makes, and that's the end. Now we get to the end credit scene. We see Sammy was successful. He made it or whatever have you. So boom, it gets to the point one of his workers is like, hey, yo, some people want to come in. We know it's almost closing, but they want to come in. So they're like, oh, cool, that's fine. Yeah, they can come in. And they're like, all right, now you could come in. Now, once you hear that and you understand that vamps have to be invited in, you're like, I'll see where it's going. So we see Stack, who didn't pass away. Smoke did not impale him with the stake. And we see Mary. They come in. They're like, hey, Sammy, what it was. And he basically says, hey, listen, Smoke made me promise. He let me go. He made me promise to leave you alone. So I'm guessing at that point, which I don't know if it was like, all right, if you're gonna take out Ramek, I might have a little bit of my own free will because he was the head vamp, so maybe he had like control over them. I'm guessing. So basically, I would have my own free will. The rest of them go, and it's just me and Mary at that point. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, and they pretty much look the same, so they don't age, just with some, I guess you could say, cultural, some upgrades like hair and outfits and stuff. Which that's crazy. A vamp can grow hair, but that's another story for another day. Anyways, yeah, he let me go. So they heeded his word. They ran away, found cover or whatever have you. It was what it was. And basically like, hey, listen, I don't know if it was Mary or Stack's character, like, because Stack sniffed him like, hey, you could do this forever. Look, smells like you ain't got too much time left. Listen, I could turn you. I can make it. You could do this forever. You know what I'm saying? And Sammy was like, nah, I'm good. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I did kind of find it a little touching, the fact like he did come to see his cousin. Like, being this monster, this creature of the night, like, still listened to his human brother like, hey, leave our cousin alone. And the fact he heeded it, like, all right, I'm gonna let him enjoy his life. That's crazy. And not even just like, hey, listen, I could overpower you. You an old man. I could fuck up your place or business. But you know what? I made a promise to my brother. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? So salute. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, they had their little discussion. He like, we got all your albums. I miss the real. Do you miss the reels, Sammy? Sammy played a little something for him. By the way, Buddy Guy played the older Sammy, which was crazy. Can't believe they got Buddy Guy. He played the older Sammy. He was doing his thing. And after Sammy asked him, hey, before all that bullshit happened, that was the best night of my life. I wake up sometimes scared from that bullshit, but that was the best night of my life. Was it for you? And Stack looked at him. He like, hey, listen. It's the last time I saw the sun. That's the last time. What's it called? I saw my brother. But yeah, I had a good time. Like, that was just crazy to me. Hold on, I want to see. Okay, it's here. Sorry, I just have to read a little bit of it. So, 60 years later, Sammy is visited by the ageless Stack and Mary. After declining the couple's offer of immortality, performs for them. As the couple leaves, Sammy says that though that faithful night still haunts him until the sun went down, it was the greatest day of his life. Stack agrees, since it was the last time he saw smoke and the sun, and the only time he ever felt truly free. Which is crazy. That this nigga's on this type of time and he feel free. But anyways, they leave and they're probably gonna go find other niggas to turn. Let's keep it a buck. And Sammy's just being Sammy. So that's how the movie ended, and that was the ending of the thing. Now, these are my thoughts. Now, of course, plays heavy on the ancestors and how music can bring people together and how it resembles a lot of things and certain things that people have done in the past, or we're just evolving it now and doing this and that, and how important the ancestors is. Of course, they have the whole hoodoo, voodoo aspect of it, which I don't have the profession to talk about. You can go talk to another nigga. I can't spot all that shit with the roots and all that. I don't know. You can go talk to other niggas about that. But I will say this. We need a prequel. I will say at this point, because I'm curious how the fuck these niggas was living with Mary. Maybe when they got drafted into the war, what the fuck was going on with that? Also, who the fuck was their father? And I'm talking about Stack and Smoke. We need to know a little bit more about that. They can do a prequel. Also, honestly, again, like I said, I wanted to see more of the indigenous people and what they was on. I wanted to see a little bit more of that. That's just me. I wanted to see a little bit more of that. I did. I really did. But yeah, at this point, me watching the movie and just tying into black culture, I thought it was phenomenal. Very good movie. To the point I had to watch twice. Like, very good movie. The themes, like I said, I'm probably even missing shit. Like I said, I didn't script this. I'm probably just missing shit as well. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really go into it. Like, I went into the movie, but I didn't go into the movie. You know what I'm saying? So many other themes I didn't mention. Oh yeah, I forgot when Smoke was taking out the Clans people, and he was sitting over there, and while he was going out, like him thinking about his child, and like him smoking, think about his child support, and he like, yo, take out the smoke. I don't want the child to get infected. Like him there looking at this child while he going, like, yeah, shit like that, just crazy to me, man. And honestly, at this point, bro, I think because I've heard the story in passing, and again, I'm not gonna bore you with it, but I heard the story of passing of the guitarist who sold his soul to get as good as he was. And looking at Sammy and some of his character, I saw some like parallels between that. So is you telling me Smoke and Steg's father is Robert Johnson? If you don't know the story, yeah, Robert Johnson was a musician, and basically he was kind of trash in the beginning, but he sold his soul to Big Red downstairs to basically get to be a phenomenal talent. You know what I'm saying? So is we really doing that? Because with the whole things of our father was a bad man and he passed that bullshit down to us. So you saying because he sold his soul, like, you know what I'm saying? That shit came to y'all, like, and all this other shit. And the fact is, we don't know much about Robert Johnson. We don't even know if he really had kids and shit. Like that time, niggas didn't have internet, and like niggas could really disappear and come back. So it's like, yeah, man, like it's crazy. So yeah, they could do this shit where the nigga really had kids. Like we really don't know. So at this point, I think their father is that, and the movie being called Sinners, if we're taking some of the Robert Johnson aspects and the man who sold his soul, sinners, these niggas is sinning, you know, the blues music being looked at as sinful. Like it just all ties in. It all ties in. Ramek kind of being a contrarian. Like there's all this other shit in a culture vulture. Like there's so much themes with this movie. I just thought it was done to perfection. Like I said, I wanted a little bit more of the natives. Because I wanted to see how their vampire hunting operation was going down. Honestly. But again, fantastic film. Fantastic film. And there's probably some shit I'm forgetting, bro. It was just a good film at the end of the day. And I highly encourage people to watch it. Like I said, Michael B. Jordan got to win like a Grammy. I was about to say Grammy. Shit, the soundtrack was good too. If you really want to have a conversation, the soundtrack was great. Nigga, I heard Rod Wave. I was like, nigga, Rod Wave on this bitch? But anyways, yeah, very, very good movie. Michael B. Jordan got to win like an Oscar. So for this performance, and like the thing is, Michael B. Jordan not a bad actor. Like I seen him from The Wire or whatever. Hey, if you, that was my first introduction to him. But like, yeah, you could say like even Creed, he didn't really talk much, but that's like a fighting movie. It was what it was. But anyways, with that being said, like this performance, I was like, oh nah, okay, you chatting. And I like Fruitsville Station. A lot of niggas don't like that movie. I enjoyed the fuck out of that movie. But anyways. Yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. And what it's doing in the box office is just, bro, it is what it is. I hope this gets the success it does. I hope it gets the accolades it does. Like, very good film. Very good film. I enjoyed it much. And I want a prequel. And if we're not gonna get a proper prequel to this, I don't know who the fuck Smoke or Steg's father would be. At this point, I do think it's Robert Johnson. And if not, bro, just give us a Robert Johnson movie at this point. Because I'm here now. I'm here. And also, somehow, I started going into Candyman. Because remember, Daniel Robitaille, who is the Candyman, like, he was like a rich black family. And he was painting motherfuckers. And, you know what I'm saying? Somehow, he fell in love with the lady. And they had a child. And they did that to him because he was a black man going after her. I started thinking about, I went down a path. I went down something like that. I was thinking about Get Out. And I was thinking about some bullshit. I ain't gonna lie. I was going places with that type of shit. But Sinners, it was a good time. This video was too long, but it was a very good time. I enjoyed the fuck out of the movie. And I heed y'all to go watch it. So this has been an unhinged, I guess, unscripted movie review of Sinners. Definitely go check it out. Hey, it's Big Kwasimodo. Like I said, I bid you adieu to the little Kwasimodo out the room here. Shlams on peace, y'all, gang. Bye.